Hello and welcome to Happy Handicrafts. My name is Joanna and today we're going to be making a spool basket from the book Paper Sloyd for Primary Grades by Ednah Anne Rich. Now this project is number 14 in the book and it is the last model for the first year. So if you've been along with us this whole time and made all the models, you are amazing. And you've probably learned a lot and you've probably increased in skill. So way to go. Now, before we get started, would you mind just taking a moment and hitting the subscribe button? It means a lot to us and it'll keep you informed of each time that we post a new video. So let's get started. Now, this project is a little bit different in that it asks for Bristol board. Bristol board is a little bit thicker than paper, so it becomes a little bit more difficult to cut with scissors. So this is where we start using an X-Acto knife and a cutting mat. Now these obviously take a little more practice and experience, so please get with your parents and make sure they're present when you're using this until they feel that it's safe for you to practice alone, okay? So the materials we're going to need is a cutting mat, a piece of Bristol board that is at least 6 inches by 6 inches, a ruler, a pencil, an X-Acto knife, and some glue. Now the first thing we're going to do is to construct a square that is 6 inches by 6 inches. So we're going to measure in from the top left at 6 inches and down a little bit on the paper. We're going to measure in again at 6 inches and draw a little dot. We're going to join those two dots with the ruler, holding it firmly in place. Next, we measure down from the top on the left-hand side 6 inches. And we'll draw a dot. And we'll move the ruler in a little bit. We'll measure down 6 inches again and draw a dot. You're then going to join those two dots with your ruler. Now we could have measured with the cutting mat, but we found that it wasn't quite as accurate as the ruler, so we're still going to use the ruler. Next, we're going to use our X-Acto knife to cut out the 6 by 6 inch square. We positioned our ruler carefully along the line, and then along the line that you drew, you're going to run your X-Acto knife. Please be careful. And there you have your 6 inch by 6 inch square piece. Now the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to measure along the top from the left to the right and place a dot at 1 inch, at 3 inches, and at 5 inches. Then we're going to do the same thing along the bottom. We're going to measure in from the left to 1 inch, 3 inches, and 5 inches, drawing a dot at each inch. Now you're going to join the two dots at the 1 inch mark. Then join the two dots at the 5-inch marks. Next, you're going to measure down from the top on the left-hand side, and you're going to place dots at the 1-inch mark, the 2-inch mark, the 4-inch mark, and the 5-inch mark. Next, do the same thing on the right-hand side. Place a dot at the 1-inch mark, the 2-inch mark, the 4-inch mark, and the 5-inch mark. Next, you're going to draw lines through the 2nd and 3rd dots. Specifically, that means through the 2-inch marks and the 4-inch marks from the top to the bottom. This is where the book comes in handy so that you have the diagram. If you do not have the book, I'm going to include a similar diagram that from our model next. This is where you can pause the video and just copy the model. Once you've copied the model from the book, we are going to outline the cut marks. We simply make these a little darker so that we're sure to cut in the right places. This is optional, you don't have to do it, but we've found that it just helps a little bit. Now, I hadn't mentioned it before, but make sure you draw that short line in the middle of the sides, right there where Lucy's outlining on both sides, because that's going to be important near the end for the handle. Now, once you've done the outline, we're going to use our X-Acto knife and cut out on all the darkened lines. Now, once you're finished cutting with the X-Acto knife, you can remove all the cut edges. Now, using the ruler, we're going to do some preliminary folds. We find that the ruler gives us a straighter fold, so we just do this initially, and then we're going to go later and reinforce those folds. To strengthen the folds, we actually still use the ruler. Because the Bristol board is so much thicker than regular paper, we found that running the ruler along the folds helped to reinforce them. Now, once you're done reinforcing the folds, you're going to fold the two tabs as you see here. Fold the two tabs in and put glue on them. We're now going to assemble the spool basket. Keeping those tabs on the inside, press the outer tabs against it and let the glue set. This took a little longer than paper just because of the thickness of the Bristol board. Once the glue's set, do the same on the other side. Fold in the two small tabs, put glue on them, and then you're going to fold them in, keeping them on the inside and pressing the outer flap until the glue sets. And there's the first part of your spool basket. Next, we're going to make the handle. The handle is going to be 6 inches by 1.5 inches. So we're going to measure that out from the Bristol board that we originally cut from. We're going to make a dot at 6 inches. And we're going to join that up from the last cut we made because we already know that that's 6 inches. Next, we're going to measure down 1/2 inch on each side. So on the right side, we put a little dot at the 1/2 inch mark, and we'll do the same on the left-hand side, measuring down 1/2 inch and drawing a dot. Join those two dots with your ruler. And now we're going to cut out that handle using our X-Acto knife. Again, being very careful and keeping it away from our fingers. Once you've cut out the handle, trim the corners on each end. We did this with scissors. Each end is going to slip in into the side of the basket. You can gently slide it in and secure it with glue or tape if you like. And there's your final product. We filled ours with spools because it's a spool basket. I hope you enjoyed this project, and if you did, would you please like it, maybe put a comment, and share it with your friends. Thank you, and we'll see you in the next video.